You're listening to the Building Stronger Agents podcast, where we interview the top solo agents, team leaders, and brokers across the country to see what makes them thrive in today's market and beyond. Buddy, we've got Isaac Lightborn on here. Isaac is a very successful real estate agent in El Paso, Texas. And he and I met, I don't know, a year or so ago. We were both on a podcast and we connected through that. And Isaac's got almost 43,000 followers on Instagram, which is obviously phenomenal. He would be considered an influencer. But here's the beauty of it. It's only been lately that he started doing on-face videos. He started by building a following to El Paso, Texas, and he just did home videos. And that's what I found so intriguing, because everybody thinks that you have to somehow be doing like a bunch of funny stuff to build a following. And he didn't do that. And it's only been lately that he's actually been showing his face for the most part. So Isaac is on pace to do almost $30 million worth of real estate this year. He's got a small team. He's 23 years old. So if you all want to feel like losers, he's sold 220 houses in the last 4 years. He's amazing. Obviously, I was joking about that. He and I, the connection is I got into this business when I was 19 years old, and I've been going at it ever since. And Isaac's got a great energy, and he does a lot more than just social media. But today, we're going to focus on what he did, like his thought process before he built it, and what he did to build it, and then what the back end looks like. And then he's got some other stuff that he's going to talk about with lead conversion as well. So having said that, Isaac, take it away.
Yeah. So first things first, I'd love to know what is my audience looking like? Are you guys pretty fluent in social media, or is it a thing of like you have no idea on how to build a following, how to get views and things like that?
Anybody want to put in the chat? Feel free. Like what you're looking for what you're looking at getting from today.
Yeah.
Somewhat fluent.
I want to give you guys what you want.
Yep.
I'll speak.
Let's hear it, Nicholas.
No, Rob.
This is Rob.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
let's hear it, Rob.
Hey, what's up? Yeah. So my following is decent, not nearly as good as 45,000, but I do put out a lot of content. What was the thing that kind of gave you the catalyst that you started steamrolling, getting more followers day by day? Like I feel like mine is kind of plateaued a little bit. I put out what I think is good looking content or at least informative. But I noticed you have a very specific thing that you do. When did you find out that that's what's working? Like what's your system?
That makes perfect sense. And I'm also seeing a couple of the comments in the chat. So to touch on what you're saying, Rob, first things first is right now, there's a lot more realtors on social media than there was before. When I was on social media, when I first started, it was over 2 years ago. Nobody in my market, maybe one other person was on social media. So it was a lot easier to gain followers. And something to note is that the algorithm for social media platforms is changing consistently. Right now, for people that are barely starting their accounts, it's actually to their advantage. Instagram is pushing them a bit more, and followers right now don't even matter. So you can bring the same amount of leads in if you have 5,000 followers, 2,000 followers, or 42,000 followers. And that's the beautiful news. If you have other realtors in your market right now that are, let's say they have 100,000 followers, this and that, it just matters how engaging your content is, how much your audience trusts you. But as far as the system that I took, and I guess this kind of goes into the topic of the whole presentation, to gain a good amount of traction, gain views, is number one, being consistent. I'm sure everybody says that. So first things first, what everybody needs to do is they need to open up their Google Calendar. If you don't live on your Google Calendar, you need to live on your Google Calendar. They need to open up their calendar and time block 1 hour every week to where you're going to be calling listing agents and scheduling home tours. Hey, Rob, this is Isaac Lightborn with Clearview Realty. I'm just wondering if I could record your listing on 123 Banana Street for free to help you with the marketing. No? Okay, boom, on to the next. And do it as a phone call. Don't do a text. Text messages, they're more likely to say no. So 1 hour a week to doing those calls. And I always have that time blocked. Number two is your time blocking of, if you're really taking this serious, right? If it's not just a hobby, if it's not just a side thing, and if you're really taking this serious, you're time blocking one day out of the entire week. I'm talking a full day of just video. So on that day, you put your marketing hat on. You're not a realtor on that day. You're a marketer. And this is how serious everybody needs to take it. And I know this is the basic stuff, guys, but this is really what makes the difference between people that get leads on social media and people that wonder why they don't get so much.
I would win.
The thing is to time block that full day, and you have to see it as a listing appointment, as a buyer's consultation. So if you have Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. blocked off for videos, and a seller calls you up and says the only day they can meet is Tuesday, you need to say, no, I can't meet Tuesday. I'm sorry. It's got to be another day, because that's how serious you need to take it. And what I would do is 10 a.m. I would go out there, record videos until 3 p.m., go back to my office, and then I would start editing them. By the time I finish editing them, it's about 5 p.m. And then I'll start scheduling them. What you can do on the social media platforms is you can schedule them for different days and different times. I would stay there until about 7:30 p.m. at my office, scheduling them on Instagram, scheduling them on other platforms. And for YouTube and TikTok, you can't schedule them. You have to manually do them. So you time block in your calendar when you're going to post them, but mainly for Instagram, scheduling them. And the beautiful thing about that is that only Tuesday, or whatever day you want to pick, is for video. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you get to be a realtor. And then consistently, you need to be checking it. You need a time block, 30 minutes, twice a day, every day, to go and check all your comments, to check your messages and reply. If you're not replying to your comments, if you're not replying to your messages fast enough, they already texted the other realtor that's on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. They answered, they got your lead. And that's the basics of it. If there's anybody in here that's really like basics, doesn't know how to do video, pretty much just go buy a DJI gimbal OM5, put this magnet on the back of your phone, attach it, go record those home tours. You could either walk through it, put your face on camera with a tripod, whatever you do, just start recording the home tours, get consistent with it. If you're really taking it serious, the minimum videos you're posting a week is 3, and that's bare minimum. Anything under 3, just don't post. It's not worth it. You're not going to get any leads. Bare minimum 3. If you're really taking it serious and you're like, I want to sell 20 homes this year from social media, you're posting 7 videos a week. That's a video every single day. It's a lot of work. But anyways, that's the basics. Before I move on, is there anybody that wants to chime in and pull me back in and ask a question? No? Yes?
Yeah, I got a question about like is there like certain time frames that you want to post these out during the day, like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, just to make sure you're getting the maximum amount of views?
Yeah, no, I completely understand what you're saying, Nicholas. So if you're just starting, right, just do 10 a.m. or 5 p.m. Test one of those 2 hours, maybe like 11:30 a.m. or 5 p.m. As you continue to post videos, as you continue to be more consistent with it, and your Instagram profile, Instagram is going to show you when your followers are most active. And then from there, you can post consistently at those times. For example, on my Instagram account, I go to the professional dashboard. I go to the new followers section, and it has this little setting right here that shows on what days, what times the followers are most active, and then what days they're most active. Right now, I'm testing something new, and on Tuesday, there's a good amount of people active, but it's telling me that they're active around 6 a.m. I'm testing posting a informative video at 6 a.m. Sorry. And those are like kind of like the things you got to do to just test out and see, well, does this work? Does that work? The algorithm's constantly changing. Make sure to follow I'm big on Instagram, so my talks might be centered on Instagram. Make sure to be following the Instagram CEO. He's always releasing data that shows what they're pushing and what they're not pushing and what things they want you to test out. Does that help, Nicholas? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. I didn't know that that data was even available. So that goes to show you how much I really know about social media.
Yeah, the data's there, available. It's out there. Continue to test things. And I noticed a lot of people in the chat. You guys are pretty fluent in social media. Some of you, it looks like you have a good Instagram or social media account going on. One thing to note is that there's a lot more realtors out there on social media now. So when I first started, it was, I mean, I would post, home tours, no editing, bad lighting, and they would get views. And now the bare minimum is just posting a good quality video that has good lighting. The sun's not too much in the way of the home. So those are things you guys got to take into consideration. But at the same time, this is just my theory right now. I'm constantly creating theories as I develop through social media, because that's really all we can do, educated guesses to find out what's going to get me the most interaction. My theory right now is that home tours do need to be posted. Buyers want to see homes. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They just care about who's going to post the home that I like. I'd say 8 out of 10 people that reach out to me, they ask info on this home. And then from there, it's my job to convert them into an actual lead. So the homes are important to bring people in, but content about yourself is also important to have them choose you over the 10, 15, 20, 100 other realtors on social media. And on social media, they're going to be gravitating towards your personality. So the kind of client I bring in is going to be different than the kind of client Ellie brings in, than the kind of client Nicholas brings in, than Will brings in, because they're attracted to our personality types. And the only way for them to know our personality types is to see us on camera. So right now, one thing I'm working on is posting more stories that are personal life, not too much. You want them to think you know that you still work, and the occasional on face videos. I know a lot of us don't like to go on face. It's a little bit more work, but my videos, mostly they're just the home, but 2 videos a week, I make them of either me in the home tour, or right now I'm trying to implement informative videos, because it's the way we need to separate ourselves from the competition and have the clients choose us over the competition.
Oh, Isaac, let me jump in.
Go
Go
for it,
ahead,
John.
John.
Okay. So this is probably a 90% or more buyer side lead generation. Is that fair?
Actually, Rob, I wouldn't say that. I think it's easiest to focus. Sorry, John. I think it's easiest to focus on buyers, but it depends on how you're marketing. So I'm walking through a home. I'm talking about the house, which is great, right? And at the end of the video, I say, if you want to link with more, sorry guys, if you want to link with more information on this home, comment the word blank and I'll send it to you. But if I wanted to attract sellers, I would still post the exact same home tours. And at the end of the video, I would say, and if you want to schedule a call to see how I can sell your home for the most amount of money, comment the word blank on this video or text me at this number. I've attracted plenty of sellers. I think this year I'm working with the most sellers I've ever worked with. And a lot of them are coming from social media. And the reason why it can attract sellers is because everybody that looks at your account, if you're just posting home tours, they think that those are your listings. And they think to themselves, oh, I want John to market my home for sale like he's marketing his listing that he's posting right now. So you can 100% attract sellers.
Thank you.
And also it's a competitive advantage because most realtors are trying to attract buyers. So if you're bold enough to just post those videos and say at the end of the video, the call to action for sellers, you're probably the only one doing it in your market.
Isaac, so I've watched most of your videos over the last year. Give us a breakdown of like what your home, because you and I have talked about it before, and as basic as you can. And your videos are easy to do. I mean, it's not like I know you've got somebody taking the videos for you now just for time's sake, but just tell us like the steps that you take in order to do a home tour. Like obviously you reach out to a real estate agent that's got a listing that you like, right? You ask them if you can do a home tour on it. And then what happens from there?
Yeah, so I scheduled a home tour. Ideally, I try to schedule the home tour around sunrise or sunset. That's when the lighting is the best and lighting plays a role in getting views. Sometimes it's not possible because it's hard to record 3 homes at sunset or 3 homes at sunrise. That's just kind of like a quick tip. I always try to make sure that the seller's not going to be there. If they're there, kind of like throws me off. Once I get to the house, I go in there, turn on all the lights, open the curtains, make sure the lighting's good. And if I'm doing a walkthrough video, right, where I'm showing the floor plan, hallway, kitchen, living room, etc., I first walk through the home and think in my head, and this is not really something I can explain, but I think in my head, what's the smoothest flow that I can follow to where viewers aren't thinking like, like I don't want to watch this anymore, because everybody has a short attention span and they just want to see the good, the wow, the crazy, this and that. So I'll walk through the home, and if I notice that there's 2 bedrooms in the front of the house, I won't record those 2 bedrooms. And the reason is because your first, I mean, honestly, your first 2 seconds of the video, the viewer determines if they want to see it or not, which is typically why you want the home exterior front elevation to look pretty pleasing. Like if the home from the outside doesn't look too aesthetically pleasing, the video is probably not going to get views, because in the first 2 seconds, people see it and they're like, nah, scroll. So I try to make the front aesthetic look pleasing by just choosing the appealing listings. When walking through the home, I try my hardest to just go from the front door straight to the kitchen. People want to see the kitchen, and then the living room, and then either the backyard, and then the main bedroom and bathroom, or the main bedroom and bathroom, and then the backyard. It depends how the layout is. I try not to do too many like turn around, because then it's just like an eyesore for the viewers. But I'll just walk through the home real quick, boom, 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 do that. And then I leave the house, go back home, edit it, put my voiceover on it. If it's one of the videos where my face is on camera, I'll walk through the home first or do the aesthetic like shots of the kitchen and living room. And then at the end, I'll stand in front of the house, put a tripod up, and give the little hook. The hook is always important. I found one good hook that's working in El Paso right now is this home in El Paso, Texas has a gorgeous backyard. That's a hook that a lot of people are looking at. I don't know what it is, but everybody in El Paso wants a really nice backyard because there's not much to do here. So they want a nice backyard to hang out with their family. And I typically try to walk through the home first before I think of the hook, because you don't really know what hook to talk about unless you know the home.
Couple things that you've told me in our conversations, Isaac. First of all, you mentioned consistency. If you scroll from one of your videos to the next, almost every one of them starts with this home in El Paso, Texas.
Yeah, you gotta find
So talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, you gotta find your hook line and be consistent with it. If you're consistent enough with it, other realtors probably won't use it, because if they use it, it makes the viewers think of you. So like most other realtors in El Paso, they're probably not saying this home in El Paso, Texas as their starting line, because if they do, I say it so much that they're gonna make their viewers think of me. So you got to think of your hook line. I think the easiest thing to say is this home in my city. You could say El Paso home. I don't know. Think of your hook line. Your hook line is the most important part of the video. And you want to say the best thing about the house first. So the flow I follow is this home in El Paso, Texas has and then I say the best thing. If it's a 5-bedroom home and the backyard's not too good, I'll say it's a 5-bedroom, because there's not many 5-bedroom, 1-story homes in El Paso. And I know whenever people hear 5 bedrooms, they're going to be like, there's no 5 bedrooms in El Paso. I want this house. If it has a gorgeous backyard, I'll say the backyard. If it doesn't have a backyard, it doesn't have 5 bedrooms, maybe it has an amazing kitchen, I'll say that. The hook line is just how you start the video with your voiceover. And the voiceover is very, very simple. You go into the application CapCut, which those of you that are a little bit more fluent in in social media, you'll know what I'm talking about. And then you press this button called New Project. You upload your video. We'll upload this video of me playing with my nephew. And then there's a little button down here that says audio. You press audio. And now there's a button right there that says voiceover. You press voiceover. And then you press record, and it goes 3, 2, 1. And you say, this home in El Paso, Texas has a great blank, blank, blank. And I'm talking in this video. And now the video is, this home in El Paso, Texas has a great, oh, sorry. Mute the original video first. And now it sounds like this. This home in El Paso, Texas has a great blank, 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 and I'm talking in this video. So that's the hook that I'm talking about, and that's how you put it in the video.
But I thought one of the eye-opening parts for me when we first met and I started watching your profile channel is that you've made it so specifically focused to real estate in El Paso, Texas. So one of the problems that a lot of us have is we go, well, we can't attract our own, we can't attract buyers and sellers, which is what we're really trying to do. We're not just trying to become famous. Yours specifically, and it's easily duplicatable in other markets, you're just focusing on homes in El Paso, Texas. And most of it was built, even recently, since they've changed the algorithm, has been built with faceless videos that are just really nice houses. One of the things that you told me initially, talk about when you said you want to have a really good elevation, like the front photo, you mentioned what you do with contrast and all of that. Talk about that for a minute.
Yeah. So first things first, if you're posting amazing videos, I think I see this most common in the luxury markets. They'll post these great videos of the home and the backyard looks insane. It looks like that backyard costs $1 million. I'm sure you guys have seen videos like that. The biggest mistake I see is they don't say what city and state that it's immediately. And you have to, because 5,000 views of people in your city is better than 100,000 views with people in Europe and China and Indonesia and other states. Because at the end of the day, you don't want views, you want leads coming in. And for those of you that are a little bit more fluent, and this is basics in a little bit, don't worry, I'm going to talk about how you convert those leads, because it's not, it's not the easiest to convert them, but it's definitely easier than online leads. Anyways, as far as the front elevation, first things first is picking a home that looks nice from the outside. Don't pick a home that looks ugly from the outside. And the next thing is, if you have an iPhone, which if you don't have an iPhone, just go ahead and end the call right now, is you go into your photo gallery, right? And you go into your picture of the home. We'll pretend this is a picture of the home. And you go to those 3 dots down there. And now these settings come up right here. And you switch it to, if there's like a big shadow on the house, you scroll down to this setting over here, which is called shadow. And then you just up the shadow by moving this scroller, and it takes the shadow away. You could also add a little bit of color by going to saturation and upping the saturation, lowering the saturation, upping the saturation, lowering the saturation. I would say 9 times out of 10 for the average home video, if you just go to shadow, up the shadow, and go to saturation and up the saturation just a little bit, it's good enough.
This episode of the Building Stronger Agents podcast is brought to you by Social Orchard. At Social Orchard, we help successful real estate agents nurture their past clients in Sphere 4 to 5 days a week so that you can never be forgotten. We're going to help you build a community with a private Facebook group. We provide all of the content, we help you engage and have conversations with your Sphere. All you have to do is invite your Facebook friends, grow the group, and engage with the comments daily. With your private friends and family Facebook group, you are never going to be forgotten again. And over time, your referral and repeat business is going to be stronger than it ever has been before. Visit socialorchard.com today. In contrast, because I followed your lead, contrast makes a big difference with the sky color and the brightness on the front of the house.
Yeah, contrast works too. And you can kind of just play around with them. Like maybe you do shadow and contrast and saturation and it still looks too dark or too bright. You go to the other ones and you're like, huh. Like every time I forget to edit a video where I slightly change the darkness or the lightness, it always does bad. And I'm like, oh, why did that video do bad? I forgot to edit it. Like the most recent video I have out right now, I forgot to edit the contrast and all that stuff on it. And because of that, the video did not do too good.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. Does
Um,
anybody have any questions now? I think, let's see, let's look at the chat. So we've got Android and PC. Well, I don't know.
Android is gross.
That's me, Will. That's for business men and women.
Right. Yeah.
Let's see the chat.
So Ellie, I know Isaac does the entire voiceover afterwards. And he always, let's see, is it better to put the location in the voiceover of the video or in the caption? You do both. He does both. So on the, here, I'll bring it up.
Caption or the location on, wait, sorry. What does that question mean, Ellie? Can you explain that?
So, when you can put the location in the actual Instagram post, or putting it in the voiceover, like you said, or putting it in the caption as like a hashtag, or look at this, I'm in Raleigh, look at this Raleigh home. Those are the three different places you could put location, but I wondered if you had a better outcome from one versus the other
That makes sense.
based
So
on the algorithm.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Do you
so,
see this,
like,
Ellie?
Hmm. I guess that's
So
a
he's
fourth
got
place
that
you
on
could
just
put
about
it.
everything.
Yeah, you're right, Ellie. There's those three places you can put it. I tag it on Instagram, like where it says location, I'll put that. The voiceover, I start it with that
Mhm.
and I put it on the screen. Which one is better? I never put in the caption, by the way, like the description, because the
Mhm.
description, what you want to write there is typically like a question or something that engages people to comment. But I do all three. I think you can get away with just doing the voiceover and the Instagram like geotag, or just the caption on the screen and the Instagram geotag. But it either has to be in the voiceover or it has to be on the screen. I personally do both. If I had to choose one, I think I would go with having it on the screen.
All right, cool, thank you.
So Isaac, I've noticed that you've got the address and the price on this. Is there any logic behind that?
That's my personal opinion. And this is where like, there's no science behind it, right? I can't tell you like, oh, 87%, blah, blah, blah. But I think every single realtor removes the address, removes the price so that people can comment or reach out to them and ask. And my philosophy is I want people working with me that are like, I want to work with Isaac Lightborn. And one of the ways that I can get people to do that is to appreciate the fact that I'm not making them do extra work to find the address and find the price. So on most of my videos, not all of them, most of them, I put the address, I put the price. And I just think to myself, like, if I was a consumer, I'd be pretty fucking annoyed if they didn't put the price in there or the address. So I typically just do what I think my consumer would want. I wouldn't give that advice to you guys. The logical advice that I would give is to not put that in there because you want them to comment and ask those questions. What's the address? What's the price? You don't want them opening up Zillow and looking it up and contacting the agent there. But the logical answer is don't put it in there. I just personally do it because I have no, I couldn't tell you anything besides I want people to appreciate that I do that and appreciate it so much to where they text me and be like, Isaac, you're not like every other realtor. You put the price in there. We love you.
And you obviously get a lot of those.
Yeah. So I've had the occasional people that say, hey, thanks so much for putting the address in. I really appreciate it. By the way, the DJI version that I mentioned is the OM5. That's the one that I personally like the best.
So Isaac, let's hear about the back end, because all of this, the only reason you do all of this isn't so you can get followers, because you just want to make a living. You want to make it as efficient as possible. And so what does the back end look like? Like what kind of business are you getting from this? How does it look when they reach out to you?
Yeah, so first things first, here's what I'm doing to convert. I'll go ahead and share my screen and be super transparent with you guys. What are we looking at right here? So I use ManyChat like everybody else and their mom. And on each video, I have a setting set up to where if they comment a specific word, they get sent out the that home's information. So I go into ManyChat and I built this automation. If they comment on this specific video and they comment the word perch, which every video it's different because there's a word designated for every video. If they comment the word perch, then it triggers this. And it says, hey, thanks for reaching out. Do you want me to send you the link with all the details about this home? And they have the if they click the, sorry. Hold on, let me edit the automation. If they click yes, then this message gets sent out. Great, what's your first name? If they don't answer to that, another message gets sent out by saying, still interested in the home? I can send you everything you need. Just tap yes and you'll get it. And if they tap yes, then it goes into the next message and it says, perfect, first name, which if they didn't give their first name, then it just says the word first name. What's the best email? Then it goes on to say, what's the best phone number? And if they don't answer that, it says, hey, do you want me to send you everything? And by this point, I'll just send them everything if they click that button. And the reason why I ask for their name, their email, their number, and then I send them the link is because I want serious people reaching out to me. I'm pretty busy. Actually, somebody's raising their hand and I really want to answer their question. Jeanette, please interrupt me. Ask your question. Jeanette.
Yes,
sorry.
I have. Hi, it's Jeanette. How are you, Isaac? This is very interesting. I guess I have many questions. Do you advertise in I guess in Instagram or Meta to get more viewers, or did you just do it organically and just use this ManyChat?
Yeah. So
And
originally,
also,
oh
go
yeah,
ahead.
continue.
And also, do you have a landing page?
Perfect. Great questions. So originally I just did it organically. The majority of it honestly is organically. I want to say 90% of the videos that are posted are not, there's not money behind them or anything. I have money behind one main video. It's the first video that's pinned on my Instagram
Okay.
page. And that video gives my viewers an introduction to myself and it tells them how
Wonderful.
to work with me. So the reason I put
Okay.
money behind that is because I want to introduce myself to people. So that video really isn't to get followers or to get views. It's to get, just people to know who I am. So I put money behind
Give
that.
them an introduction.
Yeah. I don't put money behind just the regular weekly videos that I'm doing because I want to get the viewers organically and the followers organically. I think Instagram appreciates a little bit more. But if you want to skyrocket and just if you want to accelerate the amount of views and leads you're getting, you can put money behind it. I just chose not to. I boost my listing videos because I'm trying to sell them. So I'm trying to get them in front of as many people as possible. The goal there
Makes sense.
isn't to get leads in. The goal there is to put it in front of realtors, home buyers, somebody please schedule a showing.
Correct. Yes, makes sense.
As far as the landing page, yes, I have a landing page. And in this ManyChat automation, it takes them to that landing page.
Okay. And how much does the ManyChat cost on a monthly basis?
I honestly don't know.
It's $10.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Thank you for that. I
course.
just wanted to know.
And
Thanks.
it looks very complicated when you look at what he's got here, but there's plenty of YouTube videos that will show you exactly how to lay this out. It's not hard at all.
So actually, here's how I built this, and you guys are going to laugh at me. Well, first of all, I'm going to explain how it works, and then I'll tell you how I built it. So they comment the word, whatever word I prompt them, and it's asked for their name, their number, their email. I'm pretty busy. When I wasn't busy, I didn't care who it was. If they said they want me to send them details, boom, I'll send you details, and then I'm following up with you, and I'm asking questions, and I'm staying in contact with you until you die or until you buy a house. But right now I'm pretty busy. So I have it filtered to where it asks for their name, their number, their email first. Typically, if they're giving me all that information, they're pretty serious. And then I'll reach out to them, put them in my CRM and put them on a follow-up schedule. But at the end, whenever they give me everything, this goes out to them. So they tap on the link and it directs them to this link right here. The link is, why can't I move this? Oh, there it is. The link is to my website that has the home. So they go to my website, and my website doesn't force register them until they click on enough homes. The reason I do that is because if they're pretty serious, if they're interested, they're going to click on multiple homes, and eventually they might register on my website. They get put into my CRM. I assign them to one of my team members, or I reach out to them myself. And if they never click on the website, the good news is that I asked them all these questions beforehand, so I have their information. And after I send them that, I have it set to wait 10 minutes, and then it says, hey, I'm wondering what you thought about the property. By the way, you can click this link to view multiple homes in El Paso, and you can click this one to book a phone call with me. So that's how I'm converting. Other ways that I'm converting is going to my Instagram stories, and I'm posting homes, the down payment, the price. I'm giving them polls, and I'm saying, do you want me to send you the link to this? If they're raising their hand and they're saying yes, that's the same as them walking into an open house. Boom, that's a lead that comes in, and it's my job to convert them. Whenever converting them, the first thing that I typically will do, and it depends on what your thoughts are. The first thing that I do is I ask them questions about what they were interested in about that specific home. What did they like? And then if they answer me, I ask them, would you like me to send you more homes like this? If they say yes, boom, I'll send them more homes. After that, maybe an hour later, I say, hey, would you like to get on a phone call so I can explain the home buying process to you, or answer some questions you're inevitably going to have about some of these homes? And the goal for me is to pretty much get on a phone call with them. Once I get on a call with them, I know I can convert them or find out if they're a buyer or not, or a seller or not.
Isaac, do you see any merit in weaving into your MO, your 5-star reviews? Because it's very persuasive social proof.
Yeah, the 5-star reviews are very, very important, John. On my Instagram highlights, like the stories that are pinned on my Instagram story, which is right here, I have my kind of like my reviews pinned right there. And I probably don't talk about it enough on my just day-to-day based Instagram stories, which I should. It's a great idea. I'll probably steal that from you moving forward, John. But yeah, it helps. People want to know, do other people trust you? The problem right now is there's so many options out there that people don't know if you're the right one or not. So that can be great to convert.
Well, at the end of the day, Will, first of all, if Isaac steals that, you owe me money, Will. And secondly, I do believe, based on research, not opinion, that, your social proof is the most persuasive medium on the planet. And I would encourage everybody, to start leveraging that. There's one thing to have it, there's another thing to leverage it.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. John and John's been my business coach for almost 18 years. And I've got a lot of reviews on Zillow and on Google. But if I get an inquiry from any buyer or seller, I always send them the link to my Google reviews now. And then I send them a video text saying, hey, it was great talking to you. I put a link to my Google reviews. Look forward to meeting you Thursday. And then by the time I get there, they're already sold on me.
There you go. I'm looking at the questions. Somebody says, what are your typical questions? I'd like to tell you that I have a script. It's just kind of whatever I'm feeling that day. I go with my gut feeling. I think the safe thing to do is say, hey, what did you hate about this home? Hey, did you like anything about this home? I try to use questions that make them think like, wow, this question is not really something that the average person will ask me. So if they just don't answer anything about the house, I'll just be like, hey, what'd you hate about the home? And then they're like, what? I didn't hate it. And then we just start conversing. Typically, I'm trying to just send maybe 3 texts back and forth with them before I ask for the phone call / the appointment. As far as Meta AI, honestly, I don't use Meta AI, which now that you comment that, I'm like, I should probably look into that. But Meta AI, I mean, I'm assuming it's similar to ChatGPT. To answer your question, you should go in there and you should say, why are you recommending, or why are you saying X, Y, and Z things about Isaac Lightborn? And it'll tell you exactly why it's saying, and which gives you the answers as to what you need to do so that it says those things about you.
Isaac, have you seen what because I searched you on Instagram to find you, and this is what Instagram said about you, but I guess it's powered by Meta AI, which is why I was asking. But it has a really powerful biography about you where it says he has closed an impressive 73 transactions as a solo agent without spending a dime on real estate leads and a lot of other things. And I mean, it's really powerful. So I just was wondering if you knew where it was pulling that from, because I would say that I'm 25 years old, and I would think that people in their 20s or 30s that might be looking at buying homes or maybe even selling if they're a young seller would I think that would be just as powerful as 5-star reviews on Google, if not more, especially considering this is going to be in front of so many more people because they're just searching you versus looking up your reviews, where you have to go out of your way to find reviews.
Yeah. I have no idea where it's pulling it from. I'd love to answer that question. If I was you, I would, by the way, thank you for teaching me something new, by the way. I'm going to find out where it's pulling it from. And once I find out, I'm going to figure out how to skew it to say exactly what I want it to say. Because ideally what you want it to say is you want it to say, Isaac is the best or one of the best options. If I was you, I would try to type into it, can you tell me where you are getting the data from Isaac Lightborn regarding the following bio? And it might tell you exactly. And if it doesn't, I would go onto ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, I looked up this particular individual and it said the following about him. Can you help me understand where Meta AI / Instagram search is pulling this data from?
Isaac, make sure you take out the part about having been a convicted felon. I don't think.
So I'm looking on here, according to Google AI, Meta AI obtains information on real estate agents and other local businesses by combining data from publicly available sources, licensed partnerships, and users' activity on Meta-owned platforms. While Meta does not publish a complete list of its sources, the following categories are used. Real estate sites like Zillow and Realtor.com, data partners, public records, directories. I was at a Jared James event recently. He said you got to go onto all of your profiles, whether it's Zillow, Google, and you need to get them consistent. You need to get your name typed the same way. All of that. I just got I'm old, and not as old as John, but I am old nonetheless. I just got my second listing from ChatGPT, where they said, who is the top real estate agent in Stowe, Ohio? And when I went into ChatGPT, I actually asked it why it recommended me, and it will tell you why it recommended you.
There you go. I would also make the assumption that if you go and make an Instagram post, Ellie, and you just do an introduction video about yourself, and in the caption, you write a bio about yourself, and you say, Ellie is the best realtor in X, Y, and Z city because of X, Y, and Z. Most likely, Meta AI, next time somebody searches your name, Ellie, it's going to pull that post that you made yourself and say, many people claim that Ellie is the best realtor in XYZ city. So I would try that out.
By the way, Isaac, you're 100% accurate, because Jared James, who's in this space, actually said that. He said, if you talk about yourself, and Meta picks up more in your video than it does in caption. So you need to refer to yourself as a real estate agent in such and such a town, because Meta picks that up.
Yeah.
And if you're running Facebook and Instagram ads, it's very important to mention real estate agent and where you are, because that's what it's reading more now than it is in the captions. It's not reading the copy anywhere near as much as it is the video.
Yeah, there you go.
We've got 15 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions? You've given us so much information.
Oh, one thing. Oh, I forgot to say this. When I was in Manny chat right now, I said I was going to tell you how I built X, Y, and Z. The way I built it is I went into create new automation, and then I took a screenshot. I threw the screenshot into ChatGPT, and I told ChatGPT, hey, ChatGPT, I am trying to create an automation that asks people what their first name is, their email, their number, and then sends them a link to the property they inquired about based on the comment they put on my video. Can you help me take the first step on doing this? And then it'll tell me the first step. And I was literally, every time I got stuck, I would literally screenshot it, throw it into ChatGPT and say, I'm stuck. Can you help me? And it would tell me what the next step to do was. ChatGPT made like 90% of that Manny chat automation for me because I got stuck 90% of the time.
See, that's gold right there. I think Isaac's proven. I think for those of us that want to improve our business with social media, I think and the reason I invited Isaac on here is because he's focusing on his area and real estate, and it's not hard to do. He's not using humor. He's not, he's not scantily clad. He's not waving his butt in the camera. I mean, it's just nice real estate videos, and he's doing it, and he's got a great voice, right? He does have a very good voice. But it's not hard. I mean, it's really not that hard. And you don't need 42,000 followers. I mean, if you have, I was talking to somebody who's working YouTube pretty hard. If you've got 100 people on YouTube that are all in your area, that's way more powerful than, like Isaac said, if they're in Malaysia or in Greece or in China. If you've got a concentrated group, and because almost every one of his videos is this home in El Paso, Texas, people that are interested in Ferraris or other stuff, they're not going, or if they're not in El Paso, Texas, I mean, he's really honing down his own audience by just saying this home in El Paso, Texas. Don't you think, Isaac?
Yeah, that's the goal, targeting people in El Paso, Texas. And I just try to be as real as I can, show my personality. And typically I attract people that I get along with.
And your Corvette Z06.
Yeah. It's funny enough. I have clients that I could probably pull up a message and find it that tell me, I really like how you're into cars too. It's one of the reasons I chose you. I swear to you. Or sometimes I'll post videos on my Instagram about, like, I'll conceal carry my gun every day. And I have people that text me and they're like, I was thinking of what realtor to work, but this solidified it. And it's just other people that conceal carry their gun every day. It's like it's the craziest thing. So I use my stories to show people my personality and what are my hobbies. I post my girlfriend, and I have couples that reach out to me, and it's the girl that reaches out to me. They don't say it directly, but I'd like to make the assumption that they're like, he's got a girlfriend, I have a boyfriend, I'm in a good relationship, he's in a good relationship, he knows what he's doing, I want to work with him. So showing your personality is great. And it's really just the approach that you want to take. There's realtors out there that, they show them drinking at the bar every single weekend. It could attract clients that like to drink at the bar every single weekend. There's people that are making good money drinking at the bar every single weekend. They're buying houses. So whatever you're into, show your audience.
100%. That's why I post some videos while I'm running, or other stuff, because everybody's got something interesting in their life that other people are going to be attracted to, as long as we leave politics out of it.
Yeah, that's one thing that I don't put the politics stuff. I think that's
risky ground.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Politics and religion, they say stay away from it, but unfortunately some people haven't listened to their moms.
Yeah, sometimes I'll put my religion, like I believe in God. I believe there's a heaven, and he's our Lord and Savior. I don't push it like crazy on my Instagram, but I'm not quiet about it. I don't think that's because I'm trying to attract other religious clients. I think it's more of a thing of,
It's genuinely who you are.
yeah, it's who I am, and I can't be embarrassed of my religion, because it's more like
No,
I
you're
do
just
it
being,
because of my religion, not because of my business.
you're being authentic.
Yeah.
This
But
has been
Isaac,
great. Does anybody else have any more questions?
yeah, quick question, Will
Yeah.
and Isaac. Hey, thanks for doing this, Isaac. Really good. So I'm curious, what percentage of your content would you say is home tours? And are you weaving some of this personality stuff, who you are, into the home tours, or are those separate posts?
My personality typically goes on my Instagram stories, and 95% of the Instagram content is home tours. On my feed, like my main feed, the only time I'll post personal stuff is when it's something big. Like recently, my girl and I, we had our 2-year anniversary, and I posted that. At the end of the year, I'll post an accomplishment post. I think honestly, and this is just my opinion, I haven't done it yet because I'm stuck in my head, but I think I should include slightly more personal feed post. I think maybe one personal main feed post a month. I just haven't done it because I'm thinking like, oh, I'm scared to do it because I don't want to scare my audience away. But it's something I need to test out. Right now, the way I'm dipping my toe in the water is I'm doing 3 home tours a week with just my voice, and then I'm doing 1 home tour a week with my face, and then 1 informative video a week with my face. And I sort of let my personality shine in those videos, and just through my body language and tone of voice. Your body language and your tone of voice says a lot about you. People can be attracted or not attracted to you based on your body language and tone of voice. For example, I move a lot. I'm fidgeting with this thing as we're talking about. When I'm standing up, I'll sway back and forth. There's probably some people out there that are more C-type personality, cautious, organized, careful, that might be scared of me because it's like he talks too fast, his voice is too loud, he moves too much, and they might be more attracted to a timid person that doesn't talk as much and slows things down a bit.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I'm curious then about your philosophy, because I've kind of had a theory on this that maybe was unfounded and wrong, that 99% of people on, let's just use Instagram for example, are not there because they're ready to transact, buy and sell real estate at that moment in time, right? I don't know if that's true or not, but that's been my theory. So when you're posting those home tours, do you find that those people that are interacting with that and following that, are they people that are ready to transact, or they just like to watch the home tours? And then when they're ready, maybe they've been following your home tours for a year, you're the one that they think of.
I'm going to show you something really quick. Hold on. Where is it? Watch this. This guy right here just texted me for the first time ever. He sent me a video from another realtor, and he said this: "Hey buddy, I always see your posts. Where is this home located in El Paso?"
That's someone else's video?
Yeah, he sent me somebody else's video, and he let me know that, hey, I'm always seeing your post. And then he had a question about a home, which kind of ties back into, sometimes your viewers get attached to you based on who you are, and they only trust you because they think they know you from social media. And when they're ready, they might text you as soon as they're at the end of the funnel asking a question. Then it's your job to convert because they're ready to transact now. On the other side of the spectrum, I have I have leads that had been texting me for a year and a half, and this year they're transacting, and every now and then on IG DMs we'll text back and forth. My philosophy is that everybody has social media now, so people that are looking at Instagram videos on social media, they're already, some of them are ready to transact now, some of them are not ready to transact yet, and they're just looking at videos to dip their toe in the water. I know I do that. You know, when I was looking to buy my car, I started looking up videos a year early and I wasn't quite ready to buy it yet. But to answer your question, I think the majority of every lead is always the majority of leads from every lead source probably aren't ready to transact for the next 6 months to a year. And occasionally now and then you get those people that are ready to transact. It's true in open houses. It's true in door knocking. It's true in Zillow leads. It's true in everything except referrals, pretty much. So my goal is always just to learn about them, put them in my CRM, put them on a follow-up schedule. And other times they're ready to go. I set up an appointment with them and boom, we transact in the next 3 months. But I've closed a good amount of people where they text me for the first time and I sell them a house 3 months later.
Cool.
What you're doing is no different than sending a postcard to 3,000 people once a month and just to stay top of mind, but you're staying top of mind 5-6 days a week.
Yeah, 100%. I do think, I mean, I wish I had data to back up the theory, but I feel like most people that are DMing you, like texting you a direct message, are ready to transact in the next 3 months on social media. I would say social media, people reaching out to you and referrals are the fastest transactions.
So Isaac,
Yeah,
Ellie's one of my
100%.
clients, and she had a question about DMs in the chat box. See, Ellie, looking after you.
Let's see. Let me pull it up. Hold on one second. Okay, I got it right here. Everyone, which is the question?
What do you use to systematize your DMs to auto reply and respond to comments on videos?
ManyChat. Oh, Janeth, you have a question. Ask away. ManyChat. Yeah, that's how I have it set up to where I just, every time somebody comments a certain word, it sends them an automatic text.
Yeah, this is Janeth here. You had mentioned that you post different type of videos, one with the voiceover, one with your face where you're doing a personal tour. Which one has the most views and which one has given you the most return?
It's a great question, Janeth. It's because I don't want to answer that because everybody's Instagram algorithm is different. And I wouldn't focus on that too much. I think what I would focus on for you and for everybody is what kind of videos can I be the most consistent with? For example, I don't like it when people invite their partner or coworker to help them record a video walking through the home because you're not going to be consistent with that. Your partner or your coworker is not going to be available all the time. The reason I love home tours so much, where I'm just walking through it and there's a voiceover, is because it's the easiest to be consistent with 7 days a week. Because there's nothing that's going to get in my way. I just go in there 2 minutes, walk through the house, and then I do the voiceover later.
That's why I was asking you, because for me, it is easier to just go myself and I do the voiceover and I don't have to worry how I look like or how I sound like. I could just do that
You
later
don't have to
on
worry
if I
if it's
wanted to.
raining, your camera's not out there for a
Absolutely.
while. Yeah, but I do still recommend, though, try to first get consistent. Get consistent, posting 3 to 7 videos a week for 12 months. Once you're that consistent, then you can start messing around with, okay, maybe I can switch these types of videos or that type of videos. But the first thing is get consistent. If you're not consistent,
Okay.
it's, yeah.
Yeah. Consistency is key.
It is.
Consistency is really important in anything, any good habit you want to develop, because good habits are way harder to develop than bad ones. I can pick a bad one up and like just doing it once.
Yeah, I love the casino.
Yeah, exactly. No, but the great thing about doing the videos you do is because you can walk through, check it once, it's good. And then you can screw up the audio overview 100 times and it doesn't, but it's not tied to the video. So you don't have to redo the whole thing.
100%.
thank you for listening to this episode of the Building Stronger Agents podcast. If you like this episode, please give us a 5-star review and share our podcast with your friends.